Oh, hey there, Christmas spiriter. Welcome to my Christmas house. I got my beautiful lights set up, and today we're gonna be talking about wheels. So, what is going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're gonna be talking about a very important topic that, like, every one of you guys should know. Like, every single person that wants to put wheels on their car, you need to watch this video. I'm gonna be explaining the top things that you need to know about wheels. You probably think that's like really dumb, but there's actually quite a few of you guys that, you know, have messaged me and you're not too, you know, familiar with wheels. And I understand. I was the same way when I got into cars and I didn't know what, you know, everything kind of meant. So there's different kind of factors that you have to look into when you're, you know, buying wheels and kind of tires. I'll kind of go onto tires as well, but mostly wheels. I just want to get the wheels out of the way. Things you should be looking at when you buy your wheels. Not every wheel is going to fit your car at all by these different factors. So basically, we're just gonna hop into it. I'm gonna explain everything that you need to know. The beginner's way, I won't go too in depth, but I'll kind of explain, you know, as best as I can for you guys. So as you guys see, I got a wheel in the background. I got a couple different photos as well. Hey, why are you touching my nipple? So basically, the three things that you need to know about the wheel that you are purchasing for your car: rim size, width, and offset. Now, a lot of you new guys are gonna be like, what does offset mean? And that's the big thing that I want you guys to know today. I think you guys can kind of understand the whole rim size topic. Rim size is how big your wheel is, basically. One big thing that you need to know when, you know, doing rim size and stuff like that is you need to adapt your tire size so that it fits your wheel. So basically, if you go bigger in the wheel, your tire size is gonna go thinner and thinner to kind of fit OEM spec, unless you want it differently, but I always fit OE spec. So, I mean, rim size, whatever, it's fine. Say for the Mazda 3s, 18-inch wheels are kind of the better, like that's the biggest you will go, unless you want to go 19s, kind of show car sort of thing, but 18s is like perfect. As for width kind of plays in factor with offset, but what I really want to talk about is offset. So you guys see we have a wheel here. This wheel, it's a nice wheel, okay? You need the bolt pattern for your car. So Mazda 3 application, they're 5x114.3. BRZs are like 5x100. So find out what your bolt pattern is, look it up on Google or in forums, whatever it is. So that's one thing, but like I said, offset, okay? Do you see how this wheel right here goes in? This is the out face of the wheel, this is inside the wheel, and the hub, which is the center of the wheel, sits in the middle. This is what your offset is, okay? So your offset is where the back of the wheel, this wheel, right, where the back sits on your hub, that is your offset. So it's the calculation of how far in your hub is from the outer part of the wheel. I don't know how to calculate it. That's not a big deal because all brands know what their offset is. But basically, if you have a lower offset, it's going to be more inside your wheel, which means in the end your wheel is going to stick out further. So basically, say I put this wheel on my car. Say I had OEM wheels, right? And the offset was 55, okay? My wheel sits like this. The fender is right here, okay? That's a 55 offset. Say that the offset is 22. Then my wheel would come out probably like this far, right? Outside the fender. So basically, in an easy way of explaining it, the offset is how far out the wheel sits. That's the best way I can explain it to you guys that are kind of newer to this. The lower the offset, the more it sticks out. The more that the hub sits further into the wheel, that allows your wheel to stick out. So if you guys know, take the Mazda 3 for example. The offset on those wheels were a 35. That's why they stuck out so much more than what those snowflake wheels I had on the winter, or the Mazda Speed 3 wheels, because those are 53 offset. So if I took the wheels from the Mazda 3 and I put them on the Mazda Speed 3, those wheels would stick out further because the offset is less or more, or however you want to say it. But it's 35 instead of 55. Okay, so that's the big thing that you guys need to know is your offset. So like I said, the further will be, I mean, it looks cool too. Having your wheel dish in more, it looks cool and it fits your fender. Now you can't go too hard on offset because I'm probably gonna get you guys excited. Like, wow, I want my wheel to stick out so far. If you get like a 0 offset on like a Mazda 3, your fender's gonna be sitting here and your wheel's gonna be out like this far. So do your research. The proper fitment for a Mazda 3 or a Mazda Speed 3, depending on the generation, first gens, is you kind of want like a 38 offset on an 8.5-inch wide wheel. So just to give you guys some, like I said, you can ask forums, ask people what their wheel specs are. you know, stuff like that. But like I said, I want you guys to know what offset is. So if your offset was 55, your wheel would probably be like level with the tire. But I could probably say this is about like maybe a 40 offset, so it's inside the wheel more. When you're buying wheels, make sure you look into it. A lot of aftermarket wheels you guys are gonna see on Craigslist or anything like that, you know, they're gonna be cheap, whatever, that's fine. They're gonna have like a 50 offset and you're gonna put them on, you're gonna be like, hey, that looks cool, but it doesn't stick out far enough. And you're gonna wonder, hey, maybe should I get a wider wheel? The wide wheels doesn't really affect the offset or how it sticks out. Obviously it does. Why, like being a certain amount of wide has like an effect to it. I guess you would say. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to explain this. But like basically, like what I'm trying to say to you guys is find an offset. Instead of buying like $800 wheels from Craigslist that are used, look like poo because they don't stick out far enough, spend time into researching wheels that will fit out far enough that line up with your fender. Because I can tell you guys right now, a wheel that lines up with your fender looks much better than a wheel that sits inside of your. Believe me, trust me, I'm dealing with it right now. The Speed 3's got OEM wheels. They sit like really far inside the fender. So next summer, I'm gonna get a wheel, maybe like a 35 offset. It's gonna stick out nice to the fender. Don't waste your money on wheels that don't fit. I mean, if you want something that sits inside the fender like that, go ahead. That's obviously your choice, right? But I just want you guys to know that this is something that you have to look at when you guys are buying wheels for your car. Because it's important that you don't rub, that it sticks out far enough to look good, and your wheels are wide enough and big enough. If you guys need help with like offset calculations and stuff like that, there's a bunch of tools on the web, like tire size comparison, you know, stuff like that. I use them all the time to figure out what my OEM tire size is if I go up in tire size, or if I'm gonna go wider or something like that. But it all depends how wide your tire is gonna be, how big your tire is gonna be, how big your wheels are gonna be. But that's it guys. That's all I want you guys to know. It's important when you're shopping for wheels. I made that mistake for the first year that I had the Mazda 3. I mean, I got RX-8 wheels. The offset was a 48, I think. It wasn't bad, but I wish I did something better, which I did the next year because I figured out a little bit more about offset and stuff like that. Do a little bit more research on your wheels and, you know, tires and calculations and stuff like that. When you're reading a tire, it's gonna be like 18 by 8.5 ET. 35 ET is offset. And just do your research, figure it out, and get, you know, the right wheels for your car that, you know, would look the best. So I hope this video, you know, helps you out wheel shopping. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comments below, or send me a DM on Instagram. I am more than happy to help you guys out. But anyways guys, that's the video for today. Keep it real. I'll see you guys in the next one.